This is my watch list for Monday, June 9th. And let's just start by looking at the SPY real quick. There's not a lot of analysis that can be done here. Daily candles here, and we're kind of getting what we call upside shape here. You don't have any kind of blow off volume, so maybe we grind higher for a while. Who knows? I don't care that much because I do everything on an intraday basis, so I don't try to predict what the SPY is going to do over the next week or month or anything, but it's always interesting to look at. We do, of course, watch the SPY on an intraday basis while trading, though. So here's some interesting charts for the week and really for Monday, because we'll add stuff every night as we get new data from each day. But CLDX, a super nice looking chart here. You got to like the volume that it hit, about 3 weeks ago, maybe, something like that. And then again, a couple days ago. And these nice spikes here. Let's zoom in now. It looks like it had trouble with 16 here, and then you can put in a lower high here, but then volume took it up there again, and then Friday was an inside, kind of a quiet day. So any kind of strength on Friday up over, I don't know, up into the 1530s, and that's just a ballpark, but that might get it moving to 16. And if you do get an entry like that and it gets to 16 and gets volume, it could push through that and start heading higher. So this is definitely one to watch on an intraday basis. You can see it just did a narrow, quiet day on Friday. So the reason I say the 1530s is it's just kind of a clean break above this latest consolidation. So that might get it. People might start piling in saying, hey, we're headed to and through 16. So keep that one on a chart on Monday. CLDX, Radio Shack. I've been talking about this one for a few days. There's nothing compelling here other than you had this big spike here. Well, let me go to 60-minute candles. You had a big spike back here, lower high still, but it's kind of quiet right now. And this is one, this is one you just want to have on a chart. Okay, you kind of picture, so again, up in the upper 150s, this one could start to move and retest and maybe break through that 175. So not much of an intraday trader, but if you have that on a chart, you never know. You might be able to catch an early spike, in the early going of it. I've got some cheapies on here too, but let's do the others first. CONN gapped up on an earnings beat, and I think decent revenues. They had nice numbers, and it's been down like 4 or 5 days in a row. I actually lost money on this one on Friday because I thought right about here, had this on bounce watch, which means I'm not going to go long until it breaks the high of the day after trading in a narrow range, but it was kind of putting in lower highs here, and somewhere in there, like right here, it was kind of breaking that trend line I just showed you. So I'll redraw it one more time. And my thinking was, on this little spike here, hey, we're going to push through the high of the day. And CONN, after a couple hours of trading, lighting up the new highs ticker, probably gets us some more upside. So I jumped in there with a stop down here and stopped out. Having said that, ended up closing with some decent volume and back up a little bit. So I will just follow my rules on Monday and play this as a pure play bounce play. Now, one number to keep in mind, 46.48 would be a break of Friday's high. So there's a potential trigger right there, a break of this little doji candle from Friday, 46.48. And another way I would play that, and I hate to speculate because we don't know what it's going to do, but just say it opens around 46 and goes sideways for a couple hours and then breaks through the high of the day, I'll go long at that point too. So who knows how it's going to trade, and it might do some other thing and I won't even touch it. So we'll have to watch it for the proper scenario there. But CONN on bounce watch. NQ, this is such a weird stock. I hate to even have it on my watch list, but after the gap up on what would that have been, Wednesday, it didn't break its early high on Thursday or Friday, and it sold off a bit actually. There was the opening high on the gap up on Wednesday, and you took that out. So then Thursday, there's the opening high. These are 15-minute candles, and there's the opening high on Friday. So you notice Thursday and Friday, it's drifted lower both days. Kind of like CONN. If this can get a base for a while and then break to the upside, preferably in the afternoon, you could get a pretty nice trade. So just keep it on a chart, but NQ, I wouldn't do anything with it in the first 5 or 10 minutes under almost any circumstances. I hate that stock, but it's still worth having on a chart. Okay, some cheapies, because I always like to have some real cheap ones. just to watch. Pretty interesting recent action in Acorn Energy, ACFN. Big volume spike last week, then a couple quiet days, and then another spike. And it stopped on the first time right around $2, and again on Friday. So up over $2 with any volume. Maybe you get a nice upside trade. I think it's worth having Acorn Energy, ACFN, on a chart. MVIS, you had this monster move back here to the 340-ish, lower high 280, and then a gap up to hit 225 the other day. These were both on good news, and again, this one was on good news. The reason it's more interesting to me than the last time is because you see what this thing does. It likes to run and then just sell off forever, right? Gap up, sell off forever. And so you got the gap up again, but you'll notice this gap up is much closer to a lot of support than this one up here was and this one up here. So it's put in a really nice base between 160 and 180. So you get back down there now, it's much more compelling to me. I'd like to watch this one all week, really. And if I can catch a narrow range for a while and then an upside break, I want to be in that first group in. So it doesn't cost you anything to have MVIS on a chart. Another cheapie, let's see. IGC. Don't know anything about this one, but 20 million shares a few weeks ago. Took it up to 234. Then you got a lower high of 198. And then on Friday, a nice little pop over 4 million shares. And it went to 184. So it's interesting. It's interesting over Friday's high. There's 60-minute candles. It looks pretty good here, right? Up over Friday's high. You might take out that $2 and re-challenge or retest those recent highs. So, and I like the volume on Friday. So IGC is on my watch list. And one other one I think I have, and that is ZBB, as far as cheapies go, that is. You had a nice little spike here early last week. I guess that would have been Tuesday, and it hit a high of 213. It's really been flagging ever since. Had trouble with, $2 is interesting for this one. The $2 area after the gap up there. Okay, and now you're kind of basing right there. Had trouble with it here. So you kind of have a cup and handle. And up over the last few days high, you could get a nice percentage move there too. So that's my watch list for Monday, and we'll talk to you Monday night.